After inheriting an ancient castle, a beautiful woman comes across a local carnival led by a handsome magician. Little does she know, the man holds a secret connecting him to the castle's dark history. A boy carrying a painting runs up to a priest at the altar and tells him that a signora from the Bormazini castle donated the piece of art to the church. The priest refuses the painting at first, but his friend, a painter, tells him that the portrait is from the 15th century and reveals that there's a hidden painting underneath. Later, the priest and the antique inspector agree to have the painting shown to the archbishop, who is visiting to complete the renovation of the crypt. They need Gina, a talented artist, to restore the piece to its former glory. The painter says she can't do it because she has other pieces to finish and she'll be meeting a friend arriving in Italy soon. However, the two older men insist on the importance of restoring the ancient relic by the time the archbishop arrives, so Gina has no choice but to take on the task. The following day, Gina drives to a rural part of Italy to meet up with her best friend from college. Meanwhile, Catherine is busy unpacking her suitcase, since she's just arrived. Her childhood nanny, Martha, greets her with a hug and welcomes her back to the castle, which she's now inherited as the last living heir. Suddenly, Gina enters the room and excitedly hugs her friend. The two women are finally reunited after many months of waiting. Gina marvels at the palace's beauty and jokingly calls Catherine a member of a royal family, which the other scoffingly brushes off. Hearing her comments, Martha remarks that there is still royalty in spirits, which embarrasses Catherine, who introduces her friend to her nanny. After the older woman leaves, the two friends discuss their lives and careers and contemplate how Gina seems stuck with her restoration job, while Catherine's path as a sculptor has stagnated. Gina then informs her friend that she can only stay for one night, as she needs to finish a big job for the parish, making Catherine pout in disappointment. While walking around the room, Gina looks out the window and sees people gathering around a carnival stage and asks Catherine to go see the show with her, even though the other woman seems reluctant. After the painter's pleading, Catherine finally agrees, and they both head out to search for the carnival. On their way, the women come across the disturbing statues of monsters and horrifying creatures scattered across the estate. Curious, Gina asks about the sculpture's origins, so Catherine tells her a tale of a wizard who created a palace out of rocks because of his many enemies. As the creatures attacked, he transformed them into statues, thus creating the imposing sculptures. After a few minutes of walking, the two women finally arrive at the carnival stage. A variety of strange acts walk along the platform, from a little man to a belly dancer. As the show starts, a magician appears in the smoke and greets everyone with his enchanting voice. The carnival acts perform one by one, eliciting awe and thrill from the crowd. In the middle of the show, a man wearing a mask looks at Catherine with great interest, but the women are unaware of his gaze. Near the show's end, the magician, Lawrence, calls out for a volunteer. The magician points at Catherine, but her reluctance prompts her enthusiastic friend to take her place. The painter is then asked to stand opposite Lawrence, while the man throws daggers at her, barely missing the lady. Afterward, Gina returns to Catherine's side with a nervous but excited smile. The show concludes after the last act, which involves Lawrence entering a closet, only to reappear on the other side of the stage, but with a seemingly different aura as he stares intently at Catherine. After the crowd disperses, Gina pulls her best friend backstage, wanting to meet the troupe. After entering, the two women are apprehended for trespassing, so Gina immediately outs her friend's identity as a Bormazini, heir to the famous castle. Intrigued, Lawrence allows them to enter, so Gina approaches the magician and subtly flirts with him. Clearly interested with the man, she asks Catherine to invite the troupe for dinner at the castle, but the lady awkwardly tells her friend that Martha and Adriano are handling their needs for their stay and will have a hard time entertaining a large group on such short notice. Eventually, Catherine finally agrees to have them over for dinner because of the man's charming words and her friend's insistence. Later, the troupe eats dinner at the long table in Catherine's home, as Martha and Adriano serve the food. The nanny is reluctant to go home as she doesn't want to leave her beloved mistress among strangers, but Catherine says they'll be fine. After the employees leave, Lawrence and Gina eye each other with interest, making the other woman smile, happy for her friend's romantic conquest. The magician stands to deliver a speech regarding the success of Favre's World of Wonders show, increasing gross income and the marvelous dinner. Mesmerized, the two ladies don't notice that Lawrence passed the little man a powdered substance that he then pours into the wine. Seeing the plan set, Lawrence asks for a final toast before they depart. However, Catherine says she's had enough alcohol, prompting the magician to do a magic trick to persuade the lady of the castle into drinking the tainted beverage. After drinking the wine, Catherine notices her friend getting dizzy and then starts to feel the effects herself. Lawrence takes Catherine to her bedroom and proceeds to take off her clothes before leaving her. On his way out, the magician crosses paths with the masked man and tells him that the woman is ready and willing. The masked man slowly reveals his face, which looks exactly like Lawrence's, since he's the magician's twin brother, Oliver. He enters the bedroom and comes upon the crying Catherine, whom he confronts as he tells her he needs Catherine to like him. They then proceed to make love through the night. During the act, Oliver transforms into a werewolf-like beast, causing Catherine to wonder what exactly she's sleeping with. Meanwhile, Lawrence returns to Gina's side and makes love to her on the couch. The following day, Catherine wakes up confused, having no memory of what happened last night, but believes that something terrible happened. When she sees Martha, she tells the older woman that something is amiss. Later, she tells Gina, who's already packed her stuff, of her suspicions. Gina apologizes and takes full responsibility for insisting on hosting the troupe for dinner last night, and then leaves for work. Alone with her thoughts, Catherine starts to sculpt again, when she hears an eerie sound and follows it. In one of the rooms, Catherine sees a woman lying on the bed with a bloody injury in her midsection. In fear, she calls out for Martha, explaining what she saw, but when they go to check the room again, the woman is gone. The nanny worries about Catherine's hallucinations, which were the reason why her father took her away from the castle when she was a child. Confused, Catherine begins to doubt her sanity. To clear her head, Catherine goes for a walk where she happens upon Oliver, who she thinks is Lawrence. The man asks her to understand that his feelings for her are too strong, but the woman recalls his unforgivable actions last night and asks him to stay away. Elsewhere, Gina starts working on the donated art piece when she uncovers a portion of the hidden painting, showing a castle that looks a lot like Bormazini. Meanwhile, Oliver and Lawrence are having an argument about their fates. The magician mocks his twin for being hopeful, but Oliver is certain that Catherine is the woman he's been waiting for. In the castle, Catherine is visited by the female ghost, whom she courageously follows this time. She asks her what she wants and sees a vision of the monster carrying the woman to bed, causing the lady to faint and fall to the floor. Later, Catherine wakes to the sound of Martha's voice and tells her nanny that she saw the woman and the creature that slew her. The older woman breaks down and admits that she knows the woman Catherine speaks of. Martha encourages Catherine to eat while she tells the tale of her father's older sister, Audrey. Audrey once visited the caravan called Favre's World of Wonders with Martha and began a questionable relationship with the magician, who seemingly portrayed two very different personalities, rude and polite. Eventually, Catherine's aunt was found brutally killed at the hands of the mysterious being, causing Catherine's father to deny Audrey's existence, which is why she continues to haunt the castle. After hearing the tale, Catherine finally realizes that the carnival has been targeting their bloodline for some mysterious reason. Meanwhile, Gina slowly discovers more images hidden in the painting as she uncovers a picture of a beast man hiding behind a tree. As Catherine goes through her family's old things, Lawrence appears, expressing his affection for the woman. However, the lady rejects him, remembering how he treated her and Gina and his involvement in Audrey's death. She tells him she's not alone, but the man tries to force her into sleeping with him, and even slaps Catherine unconscious when she tries to fight back. Fortunately, Oliver arrives in his beast form to rescue her. When he tries to comfort her, his monstrous appearance frightens the woman. The beast leaves through an opening in the wall, which emits a strange red light. Traumatized, the lady searches for Martha in her room, but ends up confused when she finds the room dusty and seemingly unused. Suddenly, the nanny appears, so Catherine runs to the old woman's arms and sobs. At the monastery, Gina unearths Catherine's and a man's images within the painting, surprising the painter. Elsewhere, Oliver attempts to end his own life, making Lawrence laugh at his pathetic endeavor, as they can only be killed by the people who love them. With this knowledge, Oliver pleads with his brother to end him, because he knows the magician loves him. However, Lawrence also detests his twin, and to slay him means to free him from his curse of transforming into a beast. Defeated, Oliver claims his twin is the real beast, due to his despicable nature. Later that night, Catherine once again sees Audrey's ghostly image, whom she embraces, mourning her aunt's fate. Suddenly, the mysterious passage opens and Oliver appears, and he reveals that he didn't slaughter Audrey, but that he did slay someone else, the lady of the castle, 400 years ago. When he killed the woman, he was cursed by the lady's father to live as a beast for eternity. So he begs Catherine to save his human soul by ending the curse and his life. Oliver then warns her to leave this wretched place after she ends his life, but the woman says she can't do what he asks of her, so he finally transforms into a beast and leaves. The next day, Catherine goes to the church for confession, and the priest thanks her for the generous donation. Confused, as she's never sent them anything, the priest tells her that a boy brought them a painting from their castle. Catherine deduces that that the donation might have been Martha's doing, but the priest reveals he conducted the funeral for the Englishwoman 6 months ago. Frightened and in disbelief, Catherine returns to the castle to pack her belongings, preparing to leave. Meanwhile, Gina finally finishes unraveling the hidden painting, showing a beast waiting behind the tree with a crossbow, while a man with a knife threatens Catherine outside the castle. Sensing that her friend might be in danger, the painter immediately leaves for the castle. At the castle, Martha appears and Catherine admits she already knows she's a ghost. The older woman reveals that she wanted the lady to discover everything independently, as she and Catherine's father did everything they could to protect her, but the family curse prevailed. Then Annie slowly helps the lady realize her genuine emotions for the beast, and even clues her in that there might be two Favres after all, explaining why the magician was sometimes rude while other times polite. Aware of what she needs to do, Catherine knows she can't slay the beast and asks for Martha's help, but the woman can only promise to stay by her side for advice, then vanishes. After much contemplation, the lady dons a red gown and enters the passage. The long winding path leads to a vision of Lawrence stabbing Audrey. Finally, Oliver appears before the lady and tells her that his twin was responsible for her aunt's death because he didn't want Oliver to break free from the curse. Oliver reveals that he and his twin fell in love with the same woman, but when Lawrence was rejected, the enraged magician forcefully tried to take her away. Oliver accidentally shot the woman with an arrow, prompting the Lord to curse him into the beastly creature. Oliver explains that he turns into a beast whenever he falls in love, making it impossible for any woman to love him back. To break the curse, he must be slain by the lady of the castle, and she must love him while doing so. After confessing her affection for the beast, the two share an embrace, but the lady notices that the man in her arms isn't Oliver, and demands Lawrence tell her where her beloved is. The man drags her out of the castle and places the woman on full display for Oliver, who's in his beast form. When Oliver's about to shoot the arrow to save Catherine, the little man appears with his whip and hits the poor creature, unaware that Gina watches from the bushes. Having had enough of the abuse, Oliver throws the little man as Gina tosses him the crossbow, preventing Lawrence's hand from stabbing Catherine. The woman slowly walks toward her beloved, but the beast angrily shoots his brother when Lawrence tries to attack the lady. With the evil man's impending death, the curse is finally broken and the twins fall to the ground. Lawrence tells Catherine that she really is the chosen one because she was able to get his brother to slay him. Oliver transforms back to his human form and says goodbye to his twin, who disappears as he perishes. Then Oliver asks Catherine for one last favor, to give him his peace, but the woman says she doesn't want to live without him. Eventually, the lovers follow the other troupe members into the ancient statue portal and leave the mortal realm together.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.